Good. So, hello. I ordered a modification for a headphone for the first time. I haven't thought about modding headphones before. And the thing is, whenever we throw the word modding as if it's like our own thing. So I want to disclose this is not a mod that I came up with. It's not a mod that I made. It's a mod I bought. So this is from Custom Cans. It's for basically every single HD 600 model except for 660 and 58X. So this mod is from Custom Cans. It comes in this clear bag. As you can see, I've already installed one on the 580, and basically it is a weight. It's a weight kit. It's supposed to kind of secure the driver. So when we have the driver and it's making sounds like this, we have no weight here. It's just plastic, and we can actually show you when we take these apart. So this weight is supposed to make it more sturdy, so that way it gets a better bass response, which should clean up the low end. And at the same time, we do have these mods here, these foams, to actually modify the high end. So can I just say, I am right away upset. Like, I bought this myself with my own money. I am upset. I've seen videos about this product already, and man, am I not happy. I'm not happy. The reason why I'm not happy is because of not the presentation, but I guess the foam. Like, I've seen foam. You know what I mean? Like I know what foam looks like, and I know when foam is like basically deteriorated and gross. Like, if I were to show you and I bring this up to you, that's yellow. And that's not only one foam. And I know that's not colored, because this is actually green right here. That's actually a green. It doesn't show up so well because of the white balance, but there's two sets of each. There's two that are tinted green, two that have holes cut out, and then there's another set that has holes cut out, and it's like a little tiny bit, except for yeah. So there's ones where it's like the walls are nice and thin, and then the hole is cut out, and there's one where like the walls are thick, and there's only like a tiny hole that comes out. Now, the thing that sucks about this is that, yeah, they're yellowed foam. They're not even white, and I've seen the videos of this product reviewed, and it's white. So I was like, why is it messed up? It's messed up. I don't know why. Okay, like maybe weather, but I'm going to assume otherwise. Quality control or something, because I'm not going to lie to you. When we take these out, I'll be complaining about the metal too. But they give you this piece of paper, and this piece of paper is going to show you how you do the mod. Shows you the brass or whatever copper material that they use for the weight. And then they also show you how to put on this little pad thing. Because for some cases, like my 580s, when we put the weight on, what happens is that sometimes the weight won't fit right on the plastic teeth, and I'll show you that in a moment. So you have to use this little insert that will basically tighten it up so that it fits on. And I'll show you how to do it, because there's a bad way to do it, and I think I almost broke my 580s, and that was... Oh, that was a scary time. So we're going to do it for the 58X. The 5X. I'm going to do it for the 6XX, because I want my 600s to be the reference. I want 600s to be the reference, 6XX to be, enjoyment or whatever, but I kind of do want to modify them, because I was thinking these and these could be modified. And I found out when I took apart the 58X, right, since the driver is very similar, the parts are very similar to the 660, it does not have the same. It already has like a weight there. So, yeah, let's take these apart, shall we? Okay, so we have this, and then we have the little inserts, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. You don't need to use like tweezers or anything for that to work, so just letting you guys know. And you do get an extra set of foams. I forgot to mention that. There's one where it's just a clear foam, or just not clear, but it's like just completely white. It's not tinted. So that's the one that I'm using right now on the 580s. So I'll talk to you about the sound when we get the mod finished, but just know that I won't be able to have like a clear-cut conclusion just yet about the 6XX for this is the first time I'm installing the mod on the headphone. So let's get this out. We're just going to open up the bag. Okay. And then we have this part here. And this is like, it looks like a dark tint, but it's not. It's pretty clear when you take them off. So I'll show you that after. And then we'll take all the foam and everything off. I'm probably not going to put the foams on the 6XX because I have a feeling that the treble is already okay. Like the foam tuning is for the treble. So I kind of don't want to fine tune the treble on the 6XX. Kind of really like how it is. But I will say this, okay? These do make a difference, and I'll show you that in a moment, how those kind of make a difference. But yeah, I really like the white ones. So we're going to take out the cup. So there's a way that you do this, okay? You can twist it, and then you'll see that at like almost around a 90-degree angle, you can just pull this off. Okay? Like you just pull it very slightly, like you pull it out slightly, and then the cup comes out. And then this makes it super easy. Just know you don't need to do that, okay? You don't need to do that. You can actually just keep the cup in there, okay? I'm just showing you two ways, all right? You can keep the cup in there, and then you can just pull this off. As you can see, there's two ways you can do it. So you can have it on the cup, or you can have it off. Doesn't matter, okay? Now, you'll see that there's this foam here. Now, what they recommend is you pull the foam out, and then you put the weight on. But I don't want to do that, especially on the 5.8X. I want to be able to put this back to stock. I know that that's going to squish the foam and whatever, but yeah, I kind of don't want to remove the foam. So as you can see that this brass piece, this is my second complaint about quality control. This is not polished. It isn't. It's not even finished correctly. Like if I touch it, like it's oxidizing already in my hand. There's like dark marks on it. Like it's not like how do I word that? Like it's machined, right? Like there's no sharp edges. Well, actually there might be. Oh yeah, that could possibly pull, but I mean that's very nitpicky. But it's just that for the price that you're paying for this weight, okay, for these cut mods, I would hope that these are like machined, they're polished or whatever, or they're finished correctly. But these aren't, especially on the 580s. The ones that are on the 580s are like already dark, or they're getting dark. It's kind of gross. So just letting you know about that. That's the foam is one thing, but the actual mod that's important, that's just weird. But as you can see, there's these little teeth that are right there. These little spokes. And we're talking about the ones that are at the top, okay? So you can put the weight right on there, and you just push. And now, when you're doing this, okay, I suggest that you take the pad off, all right? Take the pads off so that you have the whole surface of the cup, because I don't like squishing the pads. Maybe you don't have to take the pads off, but I would want to, but I'm lazy right now, I'm not gonna. And then because like you don't want to be pulling on this, you want to be pushing on the body. And you also, when you're putting the mod in, on the inside here, you'll see that through the foam, there's like this little hole here for the driver. And that little hole is actually a spoke that's held in with three, it's held in with three spokes, sorry. Like in a Y formation like that. And basically those Ys, they're like very, very strong plastic. It's a very strong plastic, but if you push on it on the driver that's protecting the driver here, you might break it. So you don't want to push with your thumb directly in the middle. Okay? So that's a very big thing that people, I don't think, have shared so far. So you just want to push that in. And as you can see, this is actually a lot more harder. Oh no, this is actually a lot more easier. So yeah, so as you can see, this does not fit. So what we need to do is we get one of these. So the lighting in my room is so bad, I'm very sorry. We're just going to pull one of these off of the of this paper here. So these are a nice thin plastic material that allows for the I don't know what that word is, but basically the tolerance for the metal to fit on the plastic is a lot more tighter because of this piece. And this is an adhesive, so you don't want to be touching this too much. But you're just going to align this to the best you can in the middle. And you want these little spoke parts, or these little square parts, to line up with where those spokes are. Okay? So I'm going to do that real quick. Doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, you probably want it to be perfect. But yeah, this is like the part that probably will take the most time out of the mod, is like if you really want to be so nitpicky and make this align, but honestly, I don't really have to worry about that. So there it is. It's in the middle to the best of my abilities. And then you're just going to flatten it. And they give you an extra, okay? They give you an extra, so they give you 3 of these. So you can mess up once and you're okay. Now that we have that on there, okay, we now take the weight and then we put it on. And you're going to feel like it's like you're forcing it, and that's correct, okay? That's how it's supposed to feel. So now this is where I made the mistake. Don't push on the middle of the driver like this. Don't do that. Don't do that motion, okay? You want to use the whole cup when you're doing this. I really hate pushing on the new pads. And then you'll see that it gets flush with the plastic part there. And then that's the mod, okay? So this mod it's actually amazing. Like, let me get to the sound part already on the 580s. Like, the 580s are a headphone. They're a headphone, okay? They're a beautiful headphone. But the one thing I've always hated about them was that I don't know if it's because of the width. I know that people have mentioned before, might be a myth, that the plastic material was changed for these metal grills in the later models, like the 600, strictly because they actually slowed down the driver. But I'm just like, okay, I don't know how that correlates, but these don't really play too much of a difference in the sound. This really did, this weight. And the 580s, to me, when I didn't have the mod in, okay, and we're using stock pads, and I know these pads are pretty worn compared to new ones, but when we put the mod on, I noticed that it was a lot more cleaner, much more controlled bass. Sub bass was more prominent, and it shows that the driver was capable of making those frequencies. So I've never denied the competency of the driver being able to recreate frequencies. But man, when the weight is in there, it does attenuate it a little bit more, and I think it's just enough. It's not too much. And I do remember reading on their website, they've tried with different kinds of weights, okay, like circumferences, and they noticed that it's this kind of circumference that they ended up with. Whatever that is. It's maybe like half an inch. But the circumference for this is just perfect. And the height as well is just perfect, that it fits right underneath the grill. So it doesn't bend the grill, okay? You have a lot of clearance there. And it looks really nice actually inside, especially with the clear metal. So the modded side. Now you can adjust the high frequencies with the foam. So now I'm using the one that is the white foam without the tint, but it looks like there's yellow gunk or whatever on it. Looks like they rubbed, like, I don't know, some kind of gross brown stuff on it. Like, it's so disgusting. But I did put the foam in there, and wow, like it does make a difference. Now I'm gonna take the grill back off. I'm gonna show you. When you put your finger, if you have these mods on, okay, when you have the weight on the cup, I actually suggest take this off, put the headphone on, and then you're just going to plug the hole. And then you'll see by your finger just plugging the hole, that's all you're doing. You're just going to plug the hole. You'll be able to hear that there is an attenuation of the high frequencies. And then when you let go, it's relieved. So that's actually what these foams are doing. The high frequencies are actually focused in here, and I believe that you can attenuate them based off of the density of the foam. So of course, this was designed for you to take the original foam out, right? And then put this in there. And if you take the original foam out, typically that's actually as bright as the headphone can get, and some people like that, some people don't. And again, for me, I don't want to do that because I don't want to heavily mod the headphone. I don't want to do that. So I would suggest don't throw that foam out if you take it out, but I don't know how you're going to put it back on. So I already know now that since my 6XX, it's the Ireland model, the one that I have, it is a little bit harder for me to put the mod on. I'm going to need the extra clear plastic, so we're just going to take that off. But yeah, like I really was surprised about the sound. Like typically a pad change is sometimes I think that pad swaps are actually the most noticeable difference for a mod. But I was really surprised that this weight did make that much of a difference. And there was a few, there's a few YouTube videos out there and a few forum posts that were talking about it, and they're just like, oh yeah, like if you get this, like it's gonna change the sound signature and you can fine tune it to your liking and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, man, some of this stuff can be snake oil, and some of this could be just, it could be real. And I want to take a chance and do it since there was quite a few people who really enjoyed the mod. And this looks to be, this seems to be the most popular. If it isn't the coin mod that you can do for the 600 series headphones, it's going to be either this one or just, there's another one where you can get a different material for the front foam. So instead of using the front foam, you use like a sheer curtain material, which I kind of want to do for the 580s. So we're just going to put that all the way around here. Okay. Then we take the weight and we put that on. And again, you don't want to be applying the pressure right in the middle because that's not good. You want to make sure that you don't do that. Okay. So we're just going to push that in there. Make sure that's nice and flush. And we're using the whole cup. Okay. And there we go. Nice and flush, and that's nice and tight in there. And that's it. So if you want to fine tune the high end, you can use the foams. Or remove the original. And then also for this thing, people dent their grills. That's happened before. I've had an issue with the 600s where the guy had extra pads that he gave me, and you can tell that he pad swapped it. Those are actually the pads. These are the original pads from the 600s. And then I had other pads that were like a pleather material. So when you're putting this on, I suggest put your finger in here and you just push on the edges, okay? And then it just locks in place. Because if you push right on the grill, you're gonna dent the grills, and that's not what you want. So as you can see, that's such a clean mod. And it doesn't change the weight at all. It doesn't feel any heavier. It feels just like a Sennheiser still. To me, that is. Maybe it changes the balance, I don't know, but it still feels like a Sennheiser. Very, very nice, simple mod, okay? So that's that. So if you want to attenuate the highs, use the foam. But if you don't want to, just use the weight and you fix the bass, basically. You fix the bass. Like, that's actually super wonderful. Besides the complaints, again, that the foam is kind of oxidized and kind of gross. And also the brass or copper weights that they're using is not actually finished. Like, it's not a finished metal. Like, it looks like it can tarnish easy. And it can scratch easy and all that. It's kind of gross. But besides that, besides those build concerns, these do play a big role in the sound. So if you want to do it to your 6XX, your 580, your 600, and also your 650, I think the 650 also uses the same, has that same kind of spider design, you'll be able to do so with those headphones. 660S and also the 58X, you cannot use them on those headphones. So thanks so much for watching the video. Take care, be safe. I'll put this on YouTube at some point if I remember to. But yeah, I really do like the mod and how it helped the congestion in the warmth of the low end of the 580. And that definitely was like after many days of just wearing this again as I waited for it to ship from the UK. So thanks so much. Take care. Be safe. You know, the COVID, the stuff.